How sad is it that I'd only want to be rich so I could quit my 9 to 5? I don't want a fancy house, nice car, trips around the world, designer clothing. I just don't want to slave away for 40 hours a week and get pennies on the dollar. I literally just want to write, illustrate and play video games. Not sad at all. I often have similar thoughts. If I came into around £1 million, I really wouldn't go crazy with the spending. I'd pay the mortgage off, around £110,000. Then the rest would be stuck in savings accounts so I could just live off the interest. With the odd treat or nice holiday here and there. Absolute number one priority would be to ensure that I didn't have to work again. I think that's most people. I could give a rat's ass about a Lambo or McMansion. The most important things in life are good health and freedom. Free time. And yeah, I like gaming and writing too. You're not alone. This part of adulting sucks. That's why I do my best to empathize with everyone. I know they're just trying to get through their day like me. It's not sad whatsoever. I firmly believe that the extreme majority doesn't want a job, but rather a purpose and merely surviving because some random third party that shouldn't have any influence on your life, your boss, says so is not a fulfilling life. That's why I'm for universal basic income as well, and I do believe that is achievable. Especially now with automation and AI growing every day. It's not that you want to be rich. You just don't want to suffer anymore. Not sad in the slightest. It's a great reason to want wealth. I want to be rich so I don't have to spend my every waking moment struggling to survive so some rich asshole can buy another yacht. Doesn't sound that sad to me. It's funny how this strain caused by how much life 40-hour workweeks take only causes everything else in life to succumb to the toxic influence of it. It also causes people to unload, express themselves on their weekends, often in destructive ways. Sadly, that's also where most people find community, and as they say, misery loves company because companies create the misery. I added the last bit. It really is that simple, and elder generations or people who've had a silver spoon gatekeep their silver spoon life, or the elders' blind assumption that the world and life works the same way as it did, or that the emotional side of life is the same across the board, when nothing else could be further from the truth. I wrote a bit ago, explaining my disgust for modern work life with the warning I'd sound like a communist. The problem is that capitalism is now digital. From a time where capitalism allowed innovation, has now been only used to fit the bottom line of corporations. As time progressed, it causes a severe disconnection from both each other but also from our involvement in our work. Instead, work becomes autonomous. As a result, our emotions become autonomous too. By that I mean quite predictable. Not to the individual themselves but to external entities, like say internet algorithms or psychopaths. It's not sad. Nobody needs designer clothing or yachts. Most people just want some rest and free time, so they can do what they actually like instead of slaving away at a job they hate. Dude, I got a year and a half of unemployment during the pandemic. Worked out to about 10% less than I would have made if I was working. It was awesome. If I got a guaranteed basic income, I would never work again. That's literally what I say. If I win the lottery, I'm not spending it. I'm going to relax for the rest of my life. This is a totally normal thought, and I may add, a healthy one to have. There is no point in trying to be rich to just consume stuff. It's better to have money in your pocket just to be free. You don't need stuff. You need comfort, and you need to live under your own rules, not someone else. That's true wealth, and I bet many of us here wish the same thing. Pretty normal for most people, I would think. It reminds me of this passage from Marx's Estranged Labor. First, the fact that labor is external to the worker, i.e., it does not belong to his intrinsic nature. That in his work, therefore, he does not affirm himself but denies himself, does not feel content but unhappy, does not develop freely his physical and mental energy but mortifies his body and ruins his mind. The worker therefore only feels himself outside his work, and in his work feels outside himself. He feels at home when he is not working, and when he is working he does not feel at home. His labor is therefore not voluntary, but coerced. It is forced labor. It is therefore not the satisfaction of a need. It is merely a means to satisfy needs external to it. Its alien character emerges clearly in the fact that as soon as no physical or other compulsion exists, labor is shunned like the plague. External labor, labor in which man alienates himself, is a labor of self-sacrifice, of mortification. Not at all. That's the reason why most people want to be rich. Same. Living off-grid but without the worry to die since I can easily afford it. That's what rich means to me and how I'd live if I'd win in the lottery. You and me both, man. Sad? This is a normal thought. Absolutely. Positively. Without a doubt not sad at all. Not even a tiny bit. Would be happy reading, running and writing the rest of my life. Truth. I want to get rich as a way to know my life is in my own hands for survival and that I can follow my passions and actually feel like living and not existing. Is that so hard to ask for these days? That's most people's dream. Not being stupid rich but just not having to work constantly. Why would it be sad that you prioritize freedom over material assets? If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.